for this place where we come together, transforming lives through love, prayer, and service, to do the business of Unity of Stuart. And let us open our gratitude and know that everything is magnificent. Everything is in order. We are blessed. We are prospered in all things, and we are grateful. And so it is. Amen.
Well, good morning, and thank you all for being here and caring enough to show up in your spiritual home to be here and hear what's going on. We're going to go ahead and we're going to review things, highlights from last year, and we'll also share a little bit about what's coming for this year. First of all, I want to state that we do have 61 active members and 38 people are here, so we do have a quorum. And now we'll move on to the 2023 minutes and approval for that. Does everybody have a packet, by the way, that wants one? Okay, just what?
Madam President, I make a motion that we dispense with the reading of the minutes.
Made and seconded by the secretary and Sandy. Any discussion? Then I will go ahead and call for that vote. All those in favor of approving dispensing, please raise your hand. Looks like it's unanimous. And then that's for dispensing of the minutes. Now can we have a motion to approve the minutes, please?
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as written. Approved.
Okay, do I hear a second? That was Scott in the back, the husband? Yeah, I think they're allowed. I think they're allowed.
That's a little fishy.
I think they're allowed. I do want one editorial change that I just shared with Mary Claire. In the last minutes to just change it a little bit, that it was the minutes were approved as well. We have it in there that the dispense of it, but it wasn't. That was just left off. So that's an editorial change. Just notice that. All right, moving right along. That's me. I'm the president's report. All right. I want to go over several different topics, and what I'd like to ask you to do. Then Jude's going to do a minister's report. And if you have any questions, unless it's a burning thing right then, if you wouldn't mind terribly, just save them till after we've done our reports, or maybe even at the end of the meeting. We'll see the flow of how things are going. But the first topic I wanted to cover is the land sale. This is progressing smoothly. However, we do have an extended timeline. The due diligence was initially going to be up on March the 4th. But the buyer had the survey done, and this has been told that there was an amendment that needs to be made to the plan unit development, which is what we are under here with this land parcel. And that can take anywhere from 4 to 6 months to complete. And our realtors felt that after checking with the city that was a reasonable timeline. And so they've asked that the due diligence period, and then that would be the closing date, would need to be extended. Now, their attorney is working on an addendum related to this, and our board, in theory, voted to let them know we still were okay with that, but we're not going to really vote on it until we see what that addendum is. But we've told them we're supporting of them doing this, because any reasonable buyer is going to want this or need to get it done. So in theory, we're okay with that, but we want to see this addendum, and then the board will take it up. After we see the addendum, we may even have an attorney of our own look at this information as well. And the realtors, of course, will be advising us on this too. The buyers have broached us also sharing parking places like we've done with Children's Services over here, which would be a win-win for both of us. And we also do need to consult, this is something that just came up with Seacoast Bank, because they have our mortgage. And so because of that, we need to consult with them, because our mortgage, they hold that, so we're going to need to get their okay to sell this property. So Jude's going to check in with them on Monday, and then we'll go down and share with them. I don't anticipate any issues because we're selling the property for $675,000. Our mortgage, you'll see, is just a little under $200,000. So they've got their equity in this building here. There should not be an issue at all, but it is just one of the things that we do need to take care of administratively. Now I'm going to move on to facilities. Of course, the biggest improvement is our new roof and the gutters, which was completed thanks to your all's generosity. And as a reminder, the board did receive a lot of different quotes on both the roof and the gutters before we chose, and we chose what we felt was the best value for each. We do have some extra funds after this expense, which membership approved us spending on other items for the facility. Like we talked about, the air conditioning was one of the things that could come up down the road. And so we do have those funds if something like that does come up. We actually did think what we thought might be a leak in the men's room, and we had the leak detection folks come out, and it cost us $700 to find out we didn't have a leak. But that's what it costs for the equipment. And then discovered that it's the hydraulic system on the door that was leaking. And so Don is going to be our hero once again and take care of getting that fixed. We did have a fundraiser to put more lights in the parking lot, and now folks can see a bit better out there at night for our night functions. I want to do, under this facilities, I can't go by without saying a huge thanks to Don Rao, Scott Dakima, and Ray Rice, because they do so much around here where we don't have to do things. And then I also, related to facilities, want to do a big thanks to Nancy, Johanna, and Ray also for doing so much here in the meditation garden back here and with the plants. So as far as board growth, that's another topic I wanted to cover. We had the regional board training here at the church last April, and then we just did one this weekend as well. And so those are just ways, all like Jude mentioned in her announcements, we had 8 or 9 other churches here and went through some training, and that's always, it's good to be around other unity leadership, really. And we, as our board, we did a book, Boardroom Culture Shock, and actually the woman that wrote that book was the facilitator for our training yesterday. So anyway, that's a book we read, and then we talk about that. And we come up with pearls that we want to use from the books when we do those. And some of the things that we did, we got more involved with doing the evaluations of the board and our ministers. That was one of the things that we came up with through that. We also read and discussed the article, 10 Ways to Grow Your Church. And this we brought, came to the forefront of bringing a Friend Sunday, and that's why we went ahead and did that. And also, just more energy around putting on the gala as well. We continue to do our Power of 8 group, which is a prayer group that we started when we were on the board, and some other folks have joined us since. But we continue to do that Power of 8 group when we need to. Next topic, administrative improvements. All the board members, and this was also from one of the books, have the code of ethics, and we made sure everybody had signed that, not only the board staff, but also the staff that's in Unity of Stuart. We created guidelines and fees for weddings, celebrations of life, and baptisms. We presented that. Jude worked on that and presented it to the board. We also did Director of the Day duties. And the Director of the Day, I know Jude showed the slide on that day. That's the usher that helps out, and that's one of the board members is always on hand to do that. And so that's the Director of the Day. In case you hear us talking about that, that's what that means. Jude's contract. A reminder that last year we eliminated Jude's sabbatical and gave her an extra week of vacation, and that seems to be working well. And her contract will be renewed, and we'll sign that, and we may revisit some aspects of that after we do have the land sale. Wanted to also cover some amazing events. Our Raise the Roof Gala was elegance personified, and want to thank Lori for that. And also, I want to also mention the Family Promise Bed Race, which Roberta was in charge of, and we had the highest level of donations as a reminder about that. The cleanup day, Dawn led that effort, and we had, how many people came up? 7 or 8? Oh, okay, so about 10 people came up and really helped clean up our grounds here. Karaoke nights, we had 2 of these, and these were led by Rose Peterson, so that was another nice thing to see. The coffee houses continue to showcase the amazing talent that we have here, and this is a continuing thing that we have been doing, and thank goodness for your generosity with your time and talents to do that, because it's given a Unity of Stuart a lot of funds over the years. Yeah. I also just got, under amazing events, those were all wonderful, one of a year or several times a month events. But I got to tell you, our Sunday mornings are just an event in themselves, with our great lesson, with our great music, and it's everybody contributes to that, from the greeters to the ushers. Everybody contributes to our wonderful Sundays in here, and those are amazing. The choir, everybody contributes to that. I think most of the people in this room probably contribute in one way or another to our Sunday events, and we've got to look at those. Those are amazing events in and of themselves. So future visioning, as we sell the property, and we're going to think positively on that. It may take longer, but we're thinking positively on that. We, as a board, will have a visioning meeting, and we'll look at what really is important to not only us as a congregation, but the facility, to take the whole thing into account, and what do we really want to create here. And your input's going to be important with that. So as you talk to board members, talk to them about what you envision, things you'd like to see. So when we have these vision meetings, and actually a lot of that can take place whether we sell the property or not, but that's going to be a big impetus, because one of the things when we sat down in our board training, actually 2 of the aspects we came up with that were really important were a sense of community, and having maybe even some more small groups, but having more community within our church family. And then the other ones was building security financially, were a couple of the highlights that we came out as important to us as a board. But we will have visioning about the different steps we can take to do that, and things that you feel are important. Please do share with your board members, but also we may do another survey as well, and revisit the one that you've already been so kind enough to fill out. So that's all I had for my president's report. Did I miss anything? Well, let's wait until Jude does hers, and then if any of the other board members have anything that they want to share, we can do that. So I'm going to now turn it over to Jude for the minister's report.
So, last year at this time, our attendance was in the mid-60s, and now the attendance is in the mid-80s. So we have had a 20% increase from last year at this time, but now I want to go back to 2023. So we've had some things going on. Of course, we've had our Sunday services, as Linda said. We've had our Tuesday meditation online with Cheryl Roby. Most of you probably get the weekly newsletter, and some of you open the kind of weekly recap of the Sunday lesson. Don't come at me. I know you haven't had one in a couple of weeks. It's been busy. And I want to tell you a little bit about youth ministry. Jen's she wasn't able to stay because her son Jamin is playing Lurch in the Addams Family musical at Jensen Beach High, so she had to scoot over there to see Jamin. But for those of you who don't know much about what's going on in the youth ministry, they begin the service, they begin their gathering with about 15 minutes of a sacred circle activity. They begin with a question, a hello question, encourages the children to dig deep and share something about themselves and their perception of the world. And then they go around the circle saying their name, giving an affirmation, and answering the question. And then they practice prana breathing, and they have an opening prayer. And they, in Unity, I don't talk much about the 12 powers, but she brings the 12 power of the month. Faith, wisdom, love, will, other good things. I don't know them off the top of my head. And they talk about one of those, and they discuss that, and they do a yoga pose after that, and then they dive into the lesson. And now, because we have Jen, we have Cadence in there, and we also have Daisy, who's in there frequently, they've been able to break the kids out into 2 groups, because we, as you have noticed, our youth and family ministry is also growing. And then they look at a book, they have a discussion and an activity, and she says all of the lessons in some way shape or form or lead back to what integrity is, and how that is a very personal concept, that is a contract between you and your Christ self. So she says sometimes she likes to shake things up and do something completely different. And so the activities that they had last year, you supported them in rallies and retreats. So the kids, some kids went on rallies, 3 rallies, 2 retreats. She facilitated a summer kickoff party, a fall party, a Christmas party. The kids took part in the Christmas coffee house. They had no spiritual camp last year, summer camp, but Jen is planning on one this year, a spiritual summer camp. So Jen has been here for, I don't even know how many years, 5, 6? She's done an incredible job. She is so dedicated to our kiddos, and she's so creative. And so just when you see Jen next week or in the future, I just invite you to go up to her and say thank you. And also to spend 1 week, one Sunday, in the Youth and Family Ministry, just to see what it's all about there. And so that's that. The classes and workshops with me and others this year, totally was 5 workshops and 2 basic Unity classes. I did 3 workshops, Creating a Life of Prayer, Intro to Meditation, and then Creating a Life, I thought I did 3. Anyway, I did at least 2. And then I did 2 Unity Basis class. Doreen Pariba did a Sacred Sounds workshop, Cheryl Roby did a Healing workshop, and Tess Tetrall did a Chakras 101 workshop. And so I'll tell you more about what's coming up this year. Of course, we had our regular special services, and of course, the Christmas and New Year's were all done on Sunday morning with no evening, and I regretted that. As I was standing on here on Sunday morning, I said, oh, the nighttime, we're gonna do it going forward on the evening, but I felt, oh, I really miss the nighttime Christmas service and the nighttime burning bowl. So of course, Christmas won't be on a Sunday until, I think it's 8 or 9 years from now. So we'll worry about that when the time comes. All right, so the special events, Christmas Coffee House, we had the gala, which we had where are you, Lori? We had 100 people at the gala, 105 people, and as you know, we not only raised $90,000 around the Raise the Roof campaign, but we raised a lot of fun that night. It was really fun. It was fun for me. I think it was fun for everybody else. The food was great. It was beautiful in here. And, Lori, she's an incredible captain. And Ray put all the lights up on the ceiling. It was just a beautiful, beautiful night. And so that's why we're doing it again in April. So there we go. Let's see where I am. So it's more of the same this year. We had a chaplain training last year too that was led by Amy Neff, and that's coming up, as you have heard, on Sundays. And we had our Teddy Bear March, which I didn't decide not to do it. I kind of forgot about it, and I'll tell you why it wasn't high on my radar this year. Because I've done that in this church and in the church in Albuquerque, so I've done it for like 18 years. And it seems like here in, and you can talk to me after this, it seems like here in Stuart, we have to kind of beat the bushes to find somebody who wants these teddy bears. And then last year when we collected all the teddy bears, they didn't even show up on Sunday. So I decided to let it go for this year, and maybe there's something else we can do. And if you have ideas about how to do that, to support more kiddos on the Treasure Coast, or especially in Martin County, let us know about it, because that's on our heart, certainly Roberta's heart and my heart, and anybody who's interested in supporting kids that don't have the resources or that are in crisis situations. Let us know. We did, of course, the bed race, as Linda said, and we had the Safe Space gift cards. and which you always support. And we are looking for something else, because also the other thing we realize is that the people that we have donated to, we did foster kids for several years, we've done Safe Space for several years, and they're getting gifts from a lot of different places. And so I'd really like to find, somebody or some other organization that is under the radar. So if you know any of those, come and see us. We'll do our own research on that too. But if you know any of those organizations, let us know, because we'd love to really support organizations that are under the radar. Of course, we rent to the Seventh-day Adventists. We have 12-step groups here, and we have our new yoga class with Sonia Holbrook. All right, so looking ahead to 2024, the workshops that I'm looking at are, I had the forgiveness workshop. Was that last week? Time flies. I'm going to be doing a forgiveness 8-week workshop, and the timing on that class. The timing on that depends on when my colleague and the woman who wrote this incredible book and the forgiveness class that I went through finishes the study guide. And once she finishes the study guide, when you're going to finish? Is it almost done? I want to schedule it. And so once I get that, I will schedule it. I also am going to be doing a We Space mystical meditation class. And that's not going to be open to everyone. If you have a regular meditation practice, and I mean daily meditation practice, come and see me if you'd like to be involved in a mystical meditation, which we're looking for what Spirit wants us to say. All right, so you can come and talk to me or email me about that if you want to know more about that. That was very powerful for me. I did that class. Linda mentioned something about small groups. This came up yesterday about, remember who was here when we did home study groups, when we did a book class? I'm going to try that again this year. Mary Claire and I are going to work together on that, and we really need somebody. How organized are you?
I'm pretty organized.
All right. We need somebody who's going to be a lieutenant to Mary Claire organizing, because I don't want to take the time out of my regular duties to do all that organization, and it's a lot. So if anybody wants to get on the team with me and Mary Claire, please see us, see Mary Claire or see me, and I'll write you in there. And for those of you who don't know what that is there anybody in the room that doesn't know what a home study group is? Okay, so what that is that I'll teach a book. It's around 7 weeks usually. I'll teach a book, and then every week people will gather in people's homes. So people have the opportunity to sign up to be a home study group host. That doesn't mean you have to be the facilitator, but you can also mean that you can be a facilitator. You decide what day of the week that will happen on, and you decide what time of the day that will happen on. The groups, anywhere, no more than 10 people, and they'll come to your home, and somebody will facilitate that group. There will be a book study guide, a home book study guide with questions and prayers and all those things. And so it's really kind of plug and play for those who host and facilitate. And so I just invite you to keep thinking about that as we figure that out. More more services, all the same. Dream Gala, Illuminate the Future on April 27th. So because it was such a success last year, even though we're not fundraising for something like urgent, like a roof, we would like this to be a fundraiser for what the vision is, as Linda was saying, even outside of the land sale. That's not a done deal. As again, we're positive about it, but the church, whether that goes through or not, the church still needs some things. So we're going to have a yearly gala, and let that be a fun and a fundraiser. So what, for our building needs this year, so what I invite us to start thinking about now is to start dreaming about what you want to see here, not just for the building, but programs and activities. So we're just still fleshing this out. We might have a space of interview space at the gala for those who want to tell us what their vision is for Unity. It doesn't have to just be physical as well. And so we're thinking about having a roving camera person going around and doing video interviews with people. And a definite question will be, what do you love about Unity? What's your vision for Unity? And also what your personal spiritual vision is. So that's the listing of things that will be happening this year. What do I want to say about my experience this year as the minister, serving as your minister here at Unity of Stuart? May 3rd, it's kind of an arbitrary date because my first Sunday service here was Easter, and that fluctuates. But we moved here in May, so May 3rd will forever be the anniversary, and it will be the 9th anniversary of my first service as your minister. And these 9 years have been filled with rich experiencing, sometimes challenging, sometimes very challenging. I went through a divorce as your minister in the 3rd year I was here. And I gotta say, it's really quite something, that journey from that, standing up here every Sunday and going through all that challenge. And also challenges within the ministry. If you've been around a while, you know what they are. And even with all those challenges, I have been standing on this foundation of love, of support, and the integrity of these boards and these leaders, the music team, Ricky Sheed, the ushers, everybody. It's just been an incredible foundation to stand on as we go through the ups and downs of ministry. I'm blessed and grateful to have served here for this long. My vision continues to be that we all grow and expand in love and consciousness, that we invite more people into Unity of Stuart as we continue to build this community of divine love, that we still become radiant beacons of spiritual light that draws people to us. So it's that way that we change and transform the world. I am deeply grateful to serve Spirit in the midst of you. Namaste.
I'd now like to invite up Hildy to go over the financial report, please.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Beautiful day today. So I'm going to go over first the 2023 year-to-date summary. So these numbers exclude the Raise the Roof and other fundraisers that we had throughout the year. So the first section would be our total income for 2023 was $230,716.24, and our total expenses are $244,243.81, leaving us with a net income of $13,527.57. Now we take out the principal payments, and that will leave us with a negative $25,802.02. That was our ending year income. Our balances as of January 31st of this year, we have in our checking account $11,663.68. Our savings for the building reserve, we got $43,4670. Then the savings for the Raise the Roof, which we've maintained that separate from all our other savings, is $21,796.97. And then we have our regular reserve, $28,0782. Our audio and video, $305.44, and our youth fundraisers, which we have $1301.49 for a total of $42,222.10. Our mortgage right now stands at the beginning balance was $202,087.88. We paid $12,274 for the year, leaving us with an ending balance right now of $189,813.43. So right now, like Linda mentioned earlier, we're under $200,000 for our principal. So that's really good. I think you all have a copy of the in your packets, this here, that has the 2023 actuals and 2024 budget. So I'm just gonna I'm not going to go through all these lines because we don't have enough time, but I just want you to take a moment, like page 1, and see if anyone has any questions on that first page. Oh, I'm sorry?
Okay, no worries.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I was out of the loop.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so, yes, does anyone have any questions on that first page? Okay.
Just a comment that the 2024 budget is drafted here does not account for anything to do with the lands.
Correct,
It's not reflected in here at all.
correct.
Will you say that again, please, the microphone?
Yes.
By the way, we are streaming.
Okay, so the 2024 budget excludes anything to do with the land sale, because that actually has not happened. So this is strictly excluding that, doesn't take it into consideration on at any point. So, thank you. Okay, so there was no question on page 1. What about page 2? Which, this would be our total income section here, the last page of it. We're good? Okay. Page 3, we start our expenses. All good? Looks like it. Yeah, moving right along. I like that. Page 4, continuing with our expenses. Okay, doesn't look. Page 5. Okay, good. And then our, okay. Okay, and the last page, page 6. Everyone good? All right. Yep, looks good. That was painless. Thank you, everyone.
So you can see from our finances why we really wanted to sell the property when you see the beginning and the end and where we ended up, that this was an important thing to do, and why the fundraising is important and that kind of thing. Just so you know, this is the approved budget. The board approved this budget, but we wanted to present this to you in transparency. It's just the right thing to do to share this with the membership. And I do want to point out, I want to thank Hildy for presenting that information, but we have a wonderful bookkeeper in Roberta Scott, and Nancy Bach did serve as president for the bulk of the, as a treasurer for the bulk of the year, and Hildy was kind enough to step in here towards the end of the year. So I wanted to recognize Nancy for serving on that. All right, moving right along, we're going to go now to the Board of Directors election, and I'm going to turn that over to Don Rao.
Hello, everyone. Okay, I'm going to read the Board of Direction bylaws thing to start out with. Section 4.04, the qualifications of a person. Any person elected to the Board of Directors shall be an active member of Unity Martin County. He or she shall be a person who desires to serve on the board, of course, endeavors to live in accord with the Jesus Christ principles of love, truth, as taught by Unity, of course, furthers the work of the ministry through his or her active interest, love, and support, is a sincere and continuing student of Unity, conversant with its teachings, has demonstrated leadership capabilities, and has been a member for at least 6 months. So we have two candidates, or two people are stepping down, myself and Nancy Bach. It's been a pleasure and honor to be here doing this, and
You have served 2-3 years.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's been painless. It's been painless, and I enjoyed the people. I enjoyed the place. I enjoy playing music. So it's a lot for me to enjoy here. So it's changed my life. 1998, I became a member, and from what I was then to what I am now, it's definitely a transformation, so. Okay, you too, Jude, helped us. So anyway, me and Nancy Bach are coming down, because it's our turn. So Lori Mashad is the first of the candidates, so she wants to come up and have a few words. Present herself to the congregation here.
Hello. I am not a public speaker, and I assure you that if you elect me to the board today, you will not have to see me up here in person. I am a very much behind-the-scenes person, and the good news about that is from behind the scenes, there's a lot of good that I can do for Unity of Stuart. I coordinated the Raise the Roof Gala last year, and not only the lovely parts of the Raise the Roof Gala, but also the fundraising component, which went pretty well, I guess, you know? So I'm thrilled to be doing it again, and happy to organize the Dream Gala this year. So it's gonna be beautiful opalescent, dreamy colors, so ladies, get your pink dresses on. And it's gonna be lovely. I assure you it will be even better than last year. So I have served on a board of directors before. I was on the board for Caringfield's Felines for several years, and that's where I got a lot of my experience in fundraising and event planning and such. So if you choose to elect me to the board today, I assure you I will do my best. Thank you so much, and sorry.
Thank you, Lori. You did great. Okay. All right, the next candidate is Peter Keelan.
Afternoon, folks. My name's Pete Keelan, and you know, if you have a problem with my accent, that's your problem. You know, I do speak the proper lingo. But anyways,
You have an accent, Peter?
I came to Stuart in 2015, and the adventure began. I joined this congregation in 2018, and never looking back. I see a lot of growth in myself by coming to this congregation, and also I've seen a new value system placed upon me by the suggestions and by the teachings of Jude, and well as the other congregants. I am looking forward to being elected, appointed, chosen to the board of directors, because I value that I have a lot to give to myself, give to the congregation. As a lifelong educator, I see a lot of value in human service, as well as reaching out to those that are in need. My current position is with Department of Juvenile Justice, in which I serve as a voice for those that without the voice, youth in adolescents that are adjudicated and have no representation. It is valuable that we reach out and include those that live around us to join with us in a greater community. So please, if you have the thought of saying, hey, Pete's a good guy, I think I will, please do so. Thanks.
Okay, so since we only have two, unless there's nominations from the floor, I think we should see if there's we don't do that anymore? We did. We have done it before. Yeah. Oh, we're not doing it this time. Okay. So if somebody would like to suggest that we forego the normal balloting and have an acclamation vote for the two candidates, so would somebody put that forth? Connie Drews? We got a second?
Wait, who's the second?
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye, all right, there we go, easy, okay. So all in favor of bringing Lori Mashad and Peter Keelan onto the board? Raise your hand, all right, there we go. Passes by unanimous consent. Welcome, there you go. Thank you.
It's us, I think. All right, so, but first it's me. Again, I said thank you to the board before, but I wanted you to see all their names up there, and I would like them to stand and turn around and look at you. And you're not up there yet, Peter, but Lori, but you can. Nancy, please stand up. Don, this is our board and our new board, and Linda Hart, Don Rowell, David Avitable, Mary Claire Anderson, Dykema, Nancy Bach, Hildy Loraldi, and now Peter Keelan and Lori Michaud. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, we have to, the nominating team.
Oh, sorry.
We do need to choose a nominating team for, and it's on the agenda, it says 2023, but it's for 2024 nominating team. So who would like to serve on that? And I want to also thank Sandy and Eva for doing it last year. Sorry, do you want?
I was gonna nominate Sandy, she did such a great job.
Okay.
Well, we got Nancy Bach raised her hand already.
Nancy Bach will be the, so we have one primary, and then we need an alternate, please.
All right, Amy Neff.
And Amy Neff. Okay, so Nancy and Amy, thank you.
All right, now I'll go back to gratitude.
And now we'll go into move into gratitude. So, first of all, we have, like Don mentioned, I'm gonna get choked up, I think.
All good.
Two people that are going off the board. And I'm gonna bring up Nancy first. Nancy, would you come up, please, for some recognition? This lady is the heart and soul of our board, I feel. She really does bring so much of her heart to it. She's got such a huge heart. And she when I think of Nancy, I think of thoughtfulness, and she remembered some of the things that we get in the minutia sometimes, and she remembers the big picture and who needs to be recognized and what's an important event going on. She keeps us grounded in our values. So you are appreciated and you will be missed.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
Jude?
very much.
Yeah, Jude.
So about, it gotta be 8 years ago now, I took Nancy out to lunch. I took Nancy out to lunch about 8 years ago, and I said, I think you'd make a great board member. And she said, who, me? I don't think so, I don't know. I don't think that's my gift, and all the other things you say when you're afraid. And then it took a little while, and then she came to me and said, I think that I'm ready. And she ditto to everything that Linda said about who you are and how you serve. You have the heart of a spiritual warrior, and you are always present. I can't even, I teach let your yes be yes and let your no be no, and Nancy says yes, so deeply grounded in spirit and in service, and you have been such a treasure on this board. I miss you and I set you free, and I love you very much.
Wait.
Thank you, Jude. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, then. I accept.
And
Thank you. Thank
it's,
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Give us Nancy a hand. Yeah, after the both.
Okay.
All right, and now Don.
You're next.
Okay, so Don, you could always be counted on to think outside the box.
It's live, and
Okay.
I'd like people to hear it online.
You think outside the box, and I've always called Don the idea man, because he always came up with great ideas. It was his idea to explore selling the land. And I can't even remember some of them, but I always think, there he goes again, coming up with another great idea. And Don has a unique perspective in that he's been here for so long, been on the board for so long. He goes off and then he comes back on, but such a historical perspective. And he's such a handyman too, so he does so much for the church. So thank you, Don, for who you are and really doing so much for us. I can't even begin, and I'm gonna miss you as a VP.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I want to say Linda has taught me so much about how to serve on a board, because Linda is super organized, and I'm not that sometimes. I may have ideas, but I'm not organized. But Linda's taught me a lot, and so has Jude, and so has this place. So I really appreciate everybody. And I'll still be around. I'll be here.
So that's the thing about Don. He's always around. It's like to have somebody in this, because I'm 9 years here, right? And Don is 25 years here. And to have that grounding along with his, I don't want to say lovely wife, but you are lovely because women are always called lovely. You're a smart, dedicated, spiritual life, spiritual couple. And to have that that seniority here. And Don, I've heard you say in the challenges that we have gone through, you're like, nobody's kicking me off this platform. Nobody's kicking me out of this church. This is my church. I am serving this church. This is where I belong, and I'm going to do what I do to serve Unity of Stuart. And he does exactly that. As Linda was saying, I called Don. I say, hey, can you meet me at 8 o'clock in the morning to meet the American League guy? I'll be there. Hey, Don, can you go change some lights on the ceiling? Yep, I'll do that. And so that, again, that yes, in the deep service of Unity of Stuart, and also not just the act of doing, but it's the act of being. That he will be at a board meeting and he'll say, well, how about this? Oh, that's right. Yes, that. And just to have you here in your longevity and your spirituality has been such a great gift, and I thank you. And I release you and set you free.
Wait.
Release you and set you free.
All right, another plant I can kill.
Got it?
Hey, thank you.
I don't think I was looking.
Okay,
Oh,
let's take it.
Check it out, I wasn't looking. Okay, good, all right.
Thank you. Okay, so now, okay. So Jude and I were kicking around what else we could do for these two, and we didn't want to do the usual plaque, but we thought what might be nice is to do a brick out there with and that in appreciation for them for their board service. And so we will be ordering a brick for you all, and that's why it'll say, with great gratitude to both of you, Unity of Stuart board service. So we will have that put out there for you, okay?
All right. All right, just a few more gratitudes for team leads and strong pillars of our community. Don Rao, Doreen Pariba, who had to leave today, and Don and Doreen run Joyful Noise with my support, and Sandy does all of the gathering together of lyrics and songs for the choir and make sure everybody has a good booklet and has everything they need. So could you join me in thanking Don and Doreen and Sandy? Woo! And of course, we have our steadfast Ricky Sheed. Ricky, I don't know what I would do without you. I don't know what it would be like to be here every Sunday if you weren't here most Sundays, because you are steadfast and you are present and you are a beautiful smile when people come to church, and I thank you very much. And then, of course, we have Amy Neff as our prayer chaplain lead, who called me a few years ago and said, do you think you might need help with the chaplain program? Yes, Amy, yes, I do. And she has been steadfast and present and graceful and deeply, prayerfully conscious. Thank you, Amy. We have no one in hospitality right now except for Eva and those of you who, as a lead, and those of you who show up to help. So this could be you running the hospitality program. Thanking you in advance. And we have lots of people on the welcome team, but no coordinator. This could be you, because Eva is also doing that. And we have had our gardening team. It has been Johanna and some other people, but Johanna has been the reluctant lead of the gardening team. And Johanna, again, with your knowledge, with your service, with your love for Unity of Stuart and our property, thank you. It wouldn't be nearly as beautiful as it is. And if anybody else is interested in gardening, you can talk to us. This could be you. And Linda mentioned Ray and Don and Scott. Our building would not be standing if it weren't for the three of you. So thank you for that. Outreach, Roberta Scott. And I've said this before. Roberta is my outreach conscience. She will bring things to me and say, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And she is the engine behind the outreach in this church. And if you have any other ideas for outreach, you can see Roberta. And then we have our staff. Eva Taylor, she started in May of last year and has been doing a wonderful job. And again, Roberta as our bookkeeper, Jen as our youth and family ministry director, Jerry, who is in the booth, so many Sundays, just after he has a gig the night before and doesn't get home till 3 o'clock in the morning, he shows up. Sophia, who has been on the camera, and Cadence, who is also in the Youth and Family Ministry, who happens to be Jen's daughter. We are very appreciative of all of those people. And that is it for the gratitude. All right, that's it for the gratitude.
Oh, very good.
Did I miss anybody? All right.
All right, we're going to go into questions, and then hopefully we'll have answers, or we'll get the answers for you. So questions, comments, this is your opportunity, if you have any of those, to share those at this point. Anybody? I have one, Rose, over here.
Okay, well, I know you're always looking for, other organizations. I know, Roberta, you've done Family Promise. There's the other organization called Elevate Hope.
Elevate
They're
Hope.
another good organization. Our Moose Lodge works with them. We've done, fundraisers for them.
All right, good.
Family-
So talk to us about that that's good. Did you have any other organizations? But see me, and, we can, and anybody else who has an idea for an organization, see me offline.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rose.
We're going to use the mic,
Oh, yes,
please.
Rose, for those of you who may be watching this online, Rose is talking about an organization that we can support called Elevate Hope. Who's next?
Barbara? Go ahead and state your name, please, because I just said, state your name if you don't mind, and then we'll
This is
have.
Barbara Schmitz,
Thank you.
and maybe I should start with a question, but I'm not sure that I heard about the book group that we have a weekly here, and I feel it should be mentioned. It should be. There are a number of women who come every week.
Thank you.
And men. And the group is led by Marlis Freeman, who faithfully has done a marvelous job.
Thank you so much for that, Barbara. Thank you. And Marlis, would you please stand so everybody can see who you are to say? I think most people know you, but Marlis, thank you very much.
Thank you, Marlis. I apologize. Okay, who's next? There was another one.
I just want to say that I was talking with some people earlier about the need that we have to do some fertilizing of the plants on our grounds, and ultimately, after that is done, some mulching. This is really something that needs to be done in the springtime. So my question is, if there's anybody here who likes to do this kind of work, because it's heavy work. Would you please stop by and let me know? We have to get the stuff here. We have to get some money together and get a delivery of the mulch and the fertilizer. So it needs to be soon.
In the spring, you said, right? What is the best month for that, Johanna?
Well, any time from now until it gets too hot,
Okay.
okay, which is sooner than you think.
Okay. Thanks, Johanna.
Okay.
That was Johanna. And here comes Kevin.
Hi, I'm Kevin Reedon. My questions are kind of two. One, is our mortgage rate fixed? And two, will we be paying off our mortgage with the sale money and or keeping a fund balance going?
What was the second part of that question? I'm sorry.
Paying off our mortgage with the
Proceeds?
from the sale and or keeping a fund balance going.
A fund balance? What does that?
A fund balance is like keeping money into a 501c3 for any prospective needs that come up.
Okay, so we are, one of our first plans with those funds is to pay off our mortgage. My understanding, it is a fixed rate that we have, but that is one of the first things. And then the board has discussed what kind of vehicles we would use for the savings. We've done some preliminary discussions, but when we get the funds, we'll get into that in more depth and then vote on that. But the board is already aware that that is something we would be looking at. And one of our biggest criteria was a low risk, just so you know. Okay? Any other questions or comments?
Cheryl?
Just a quick question, really, on the sort of grammar issue. Cheryl Roby. Oh, I'm sorry,
Cheryl Roby, go ahead.
We refer to he/she a lot in the notes. We refer to he/she.
Okay.
And I just wondered if we should start adding they.
Yes, the answer to that is yes, they. Instead of he or she.
And what, and where is she speaking that in the notes?
In
Oh, the bylaws?
Well,
Uh,
we need a vote to change the bylaws.
Yeah, that would be a vote. That's
That
something
would-
to
We
say.
literally need a vote to change the bylaws.
No, it has to be probably
No,
given
yeah,
notice.
No, yeah, it has to be noticed.
Um,
But we could do it, everything else, Cheryl, everything else can be they.
Any other comments, questions? Anything else? All right, then, I think we're ready to close with prayer, and then I'll take a motion to adjourn. All right?
All right, we breathe, and in gratitude for all y'all, all 38 or 9 of you that are here today, that have investment in your ministry. We are truly, truly grateful for your presence, for your love, for your gifts of service and of finances. We are very, very grateful for you. We are grateful to be part of Unity of Stuart. We are grateful for this ability to be in this beautiful sanctuary and hold our annual meeting. We go forward in love, in joy, in peace, and in prosperity. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. I will now take a motion to adjourn. Rose, who do we have a second?
Everybody
Yes,
seconds.
Unanimous second?
Just say Tom Taylor.
All right, and can we hear an amen?
Amen. Good job.
Thank you, all.
When did we start?
107.
I want to see, was it an hour?
It was about an
An
hour.
hour meeting, nice.
Yeah, and we started at 12:10.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, you gave
Yeah, I
the
go
present- awesome, good. But you also emailed it to me too, right?
Yeah, I know, but I made a few changes probably since I emailed it to you.
Well, can I, and you, just
The one I
on the
gave-
paper?
Yeah, but it's what's on the paper, but I can send you the revised one if
Okay,
you'd like.
yeah, I will. Good. Yes. Yes. Good. That's what happened right now. Good job. That was the smoothest annual meeting I've ever been in my life.
All new board members, please come back to the office. All new board members, please come back to the office.
I said, okay. I said, well, you know, you can do it. You know, what you think about yourself is not the truth. And so you can do it. But I think she left. Maybe not. Thank you, good. I gotta stop the stream.